I hope that you are all well, and we can now continue with our Unit 6 about our working life and our occupation, about jobs, and the things that we are obliged or permitted to do, and the things we aren't obliged or the things we aren't permitted to do while we are in some situations. So, as you can see here, page 78 in your books, unit 6.5, grammar part, modal verbs for obligation and permission. So before we start brainstorming the rules about these modal verbs, I would like you to focus on this exercise 1. On exercise 1, where it says, what kind of jobs do you think this describes? You don't have to be crazy to work here, but it helps. So, what kind of jobs do you think it describes? Dangerous jobs? Risky jobs? Definitely. So, you don't have to be crazy to work here, but it helps. So, it's better to be crazy for you in order to do it well. Which jobs might this be? Maybe stuntmen, for example, or Formula One drivers, or maybe window cleaners, or something what is similar to this. Okay, now we are going to listen 3 people talking about their jobs, and while you are listening, you have to focus on exercise 2 and exercise 3. So we have to complete some of those sentences. So listen and complete.
CD3, track 11. 1. I work for an IT company. The dress code is simple. You have to wear clothes. Actually, it's a very informal office, and most people wear jeans. You can wear a t-shirt with the name of the company on it, but you don't have to. Of course, you need to be clean and tidy, and there are a few rules, like we can't chew gum in the office. We can have drinks while we work, but we can't bring food to our desks. But it doesn't matter because there's a great canteen. Oh yes, there's another rule. The boss says we mustn't take our laptops into the canteen. I think that's a great rule. It means we have to speak to one another. 2.
I work for a fashion magazine. It's a great job and I love it. But I'm new here, so I have to work very long hours for not very much money. My parents keep saying, you must ask for a rise in salary. But I know that there are hundreds of people who would do this job for nothing. So I think I must be patient, and I mustn't forget that I'm getting good experience, even if I don't earn much. People think I have to wear designer clothes and look fashionable all the time. But in fact, I can wear whatever I want, except when I have to interview somebody. Then I have to dress a bit more smartly. For example, I can't wear jeans or trainers, but I needn't wear a suit.
3. I'm in the music industry, and I'm really lucky because I work from home. People think I get up late and wear pajamas all day, but it's not true. I need to get up early like everybody else, because people start calling me when they get to the office. One of the best things about working from home is that I can go for a run when I want a break, so I usually wear sports clothes all day. Sometimes I have to call people in a different time zone, in America or Australia, and that means I need to stay up very late. In fact, I have a video conference at midnight tonight with somebody in San Francisco. I must remember to have a shave and wear a shirt and tie.
Okay, so as you can see, let's go quickly through these three sentences. So Johnny is in the food industry or IT. So the answer is IT, information technology. Erica works for a fashion magazine or a clothes shop. Oh, she talked about fashion, but she works for a magazine. And Sam works from home or in his office. Definitely from home. So these are some facts that we already know about these three people. And let's move to another exercise where we have to complete the sentences about each of them. So, Johnny. So, the answers doesn't have to or has to wear the company t-shirt. The answer is doesn't have to. He can or can't eat at his desk. Definitely the answer is can't. He must or mustn't take his laptop into the canteen. The answer, it is forbidden by the boss, so he mustn't. Erica, she has to work or she doesn't have to work long hours. The answer is she has to. She needs to or she doesn't need to wear designer clothes or a suit. The answer is doesn't need to. Sam needs to get up early. He, sorry, he needs. Next one, he can go for a run. And he must remember to have a shave before his conference call tonight. So as you can see, we can say that these boxes are highlighted phrases that we are interested in, or better to say these are those highlighted modal verbs that we have to go through. Next exercise is connected to your grammar focus, and we have to complete the sentences. And you have here just a brief presentation of those modal verbs. You already know what are modals, why are they so called, and things like this. But here we are talk about obligation and permission. So you use must, need to, have to, and can to express obligation and permission. Obligation, obaveza, permission, dozvola. So if something is necessary, we are going to use have to or has to, need to or needs to, and must. If something is not necessary, we are going to use don't have to, doesn't have to, don't need to, or doesn't need to, or just need. If something is permitted, we are going to say can, or something is not permitted, so it is going to be can't or mustn't. So better to say this is really something like strong prohibition. You have note here. You usually use have to, not must, and can't, not mustn't, to talk about rules or arrangements. I have to work long hours, but I must remember to shave. Okay, so as I told you, this is just something what is very, very short, but we are going to go through the rules of these modal verbs and the presentation. And here is the presentation. As I said, modals of obligation and permission. So what else do we have here? Permission. Permission is expressed by can, could, may, or might. The common modal verbs to talk about it, as I already told you, are those mentioned in the subtitle. Can I sit here? Is informal, asking for permission. You can sit or you can't sit here. Could I use this chair? It's more polite. You may use this chair. Formal, giving permission. Might or may I use this chair, please? More formal, asking for permission. Sorry, you can't use this chair. It's informal, refusing. But if I tell you, sorry, you may not use this chair, it's going to be very, very formal. Was or were, allowed to or couldn't are used if we want to express this in the past. So he wasn't allowed to sit down during the lesson. He couldn't sit down during the lesson. Or he was allowed to receive visits. In this case, we can't use could. Must or have to. What is the difference here? They are both used to express obligation, but when we use must, this usually means that the obligations comes from the speaker and it is like more some kind of a personal obligation. Whereas have to normally means that the obligation external, so it is given probably by someone else. So if I say I must give up smoking, it means this is because I need to and because I want to. But if I have to give up smoking, so it means that it is some kind that it is my obligation to stop because maybe of my health. In formal English, we can also use we got to express obligation. So it means have plus auxiliary or main verb. I've got to be there before 10. In the past, we use had to in every instance. I had to give up smoking because I needed to or because my doctor forced me to do. So in both cases, in the past, instead of must or instead of have to, we are going to use had to. Okay? Must. So the verb must has only one form, which is used as the present tense of the indicative mood. Must has the following meanings: obligation, realized necessity, duty, or order. When it is used in this meaning, it can be followed by only by indefinite infinitive, active or passive, no matter. I must go there, or you must do it yourself. Okay, we have note here, when absence of necessity is expressed, the verb need is used. And we have a short comparison where we can say, you must go there. It is necessary for you to go there. You needn't go there. It's not necessary for you to go there. So definitely there is some kind of a difference in meaning. So must is found in affirmative and interrogative sentences. Must I do it myself? Obligation expressed by must refers to the present and future, but in reported speech it may refer to the present. He said that we mustn't invite them to our dinner. Okay, prohibition. Only negative sentences. Children mustn't play with matches. Cars mustn't be parked in front of the gate. So, as I already said before, strong prohibition. Okay, prohibition only in negative sentences. Children mustn't play with matches. Cars mustn't be parked in front of the gate. 3. Empathic device. You must stop worrying about him or you mustn't cry. This meaning is found in affirmative and negative sentences and it is closely connected with the two above mentioned meanings. Okay. Negation not can't be used after must in this meaning. The negative pronouns nobody, nothing, negative adverbs never, negative prefixes inexperience or misunderstanding, or the verb to fail are used instead of it. Our letter must have never reaching him. There must be nobody at home. He must have learned nothing. She must have failed to leave. No one must have seen him there. Mustn't or don't have to. So negatives. The negative forms are completely different. Mustn't is used to express prohibition, an obligation not to do something, whereas don't have to is always used to express an absence of obligation. So we said have to, must, should, or are for obligation, prohibition, necessity, and advice. These are those uses of those modal verbs. You mustn't reveal that you get the information, or you don't have to arrive before 7. You can do it, but it is not necessary for you, so no obligation. Here you have two tables. You have find here more usages and more uses. So we have here in the first column modal verbs, must, mustn't, can, would, may, meanings, expressing, and all together with an example. Might, need not, should or ought to, or had better. So definitely this would be all according to this presentation, but we are coming back to our book, and in our books we, like always, have some exercises. So let's see. Complete the sentences with mustn't or needn't. You mustn't rush. You've got plenty of time. You mustn't, you needn't rush. Sorry, you've got plenty of time, or you mustn't rush. It's important to be 100% accurate. So, you can stay if you want. So, you mustn't or you needn't. So pay attention on the second part of the sentence. You can stay if you want. So there is no need to go, and the answer is going. You needn't. You go. We haven't finished yet. So no need to go. You can't go because we haven't finished our job. The answer is going you mustn't. You tell her it's a secret between you and me, so it means you mustn't tell her. The under B, you, oh, she already knows everything, so there is no need to tell her because she already knows what happened. 4A, eat that, you can leave it if you want, so you needn't eat that, and definitely it's really bad for you, so you mustn't eat so much sugar or so much salt, for example. All correct, we were right, so let's move to our next exercise. So complete the questions with have to or can. Do you have to wear a uniform? So, can you call your teachers by their first name? Can you use your mobile phone in class? 4. Do you have to take end-of-term tests in each subject? Do you have to change classrooms for each lesson? And can you leave school before you are 18? As you can see here, this is again everything connected to rules or laws. So definitely we use this can you or do you have to. Okay, here write two sentences, one with has to and one with doesn't have to for each job. Use the phrases in the box. So, police officer. A police officer has to wear a uniform. A police officer doesn't have to be good at maths. So, what happens with a secondary school teacher? A secondary school teacher has to what? Have a degree. A secondary school teacher doesn't have to be fit. Okay, these are just examples. Of course, you can put, okay, connected or based on this one here. You can change also here and put your own ideas. Bus driver has to have a driving license, or a bus driver doesn't have to be good at maths, like a police officer. Okay, next one. Airline pilot has to be fit, but he doesn't have to have a driving license, of course, although he drives a plane. An accountant has to be good at math, and he doesn't have to be fit. Tourist guide has to speak English very well, but he doesn't or she doesn't have to have good eyesight. They can, okay, wear glasses and things like this. Okay. Furthermore, what else do we have here? So read. Okay, this is, let me see, go back to the basic page. Yes, so it says here, think of 3 people you know with different jobs and write sentences about their jobs like the ones in 7 exercise 7. So there is no need to do this one, but I would like you to do homework, and for your homework you should answer on this here, exercise 6. So just a moment. Doesn't want to move. Okay, so exercise 6. Here, answer the questions and grammar focus. So it's going to be 6.5, page 117. Choose the correct option. So here is the explanation. After that you have exercise. I would like you to send me that via mail. Thank you. I hope that you understood the lesson. If you didn't, just inform me and we will do it once again. Thank you once again for your attention, and bye bye.